Mattel shares are getting rocked, down by almost 11% after a disappointing quarter and outlook. And that comes hot on the heels of major layoff news at Hasbro. Sozzi has toys on his brain today for his take.
Yeah, definitely I do. And I think if you want to tie up what we're hearing from the toy industry, it is essentially this. Economy slowing. A lot of these companies have pushed through higher prices. Consumers saying, well, we just not going to buy these toys. We're going to wait till they're about 70% off. But let's hit the high-level news here. Mattel earnings last night, stock under pressure, as Julie just mentioned. Sales down 22%. That is not the normal rates of growth we've been seeing from Mattel over the past 2 years. So I think has a lot of investors spooked a little bit and has surprised them. Inventories up 15%, large part because those sales really fell off the map. Gross profit margins down 620 basis points year over year. Interesting to hear on the earnings call last night, really two things from Mattel CEO Ynon Kreiz, frequent guest on our programming. He says our fourth quarter results were below expectations as the macroeconomic environment was more challenging than anticipated. And to that end, I think taking a more sober tone on the outlook for the toy industry this year, Ynon noting that he sees the toy industry flat to slightly up this year in terms of sales, which is would mark a deceleration from recent growth rates. But it's not just Mattel. A couple weeks ago, Hasbro just came out with just another stinker of a pre-earnings announcement. Said they are canning 15% of their workforce. Fourth quarter sales crashed 17% there. For Hasbro, they will report their earnings on February 17th. I can't imagine they will have anything good to say given the pre-announcement like this. You know, I also caught up too with another friend of our show, James Zahn, the editor-in-chief over at Toy Book, who is just probably one of the most interesting, or probably the best person to reach out to in all things toys. Tell me a couple problems for Hasbro outside of its debacle of Wizards of the Coast and their various gaming efforts. One, they recently moved to no plastic packaging for certain toys. And what that is you have the differences right here. On the right, you see old school Hasbro packaging. People like to see their toys, what they look like when they're in the stores. On the left, you're now seeing the new packaging. Yes, you have the toy on the outside of the box, but you can't actually see the workings, the mechanisms of the toys. And James telling me that is leading to sales pressure for some of Hasbro's products. Also telling me that the Hasbro base price on the 6-inch action figure jumped from $19.99 to $22, then $24, and then in some cases $30. That is a that is some serious inflation on price-sensitive toys here, and parents are just not going to buy these things, and that's why you see inventory in the channel starting to really back up. My take is this, and maybe not a shocker, just given my really negative commentary here. There's no reason to go near these stocks. Yeah, it's not a buy or sell decision. That's just basic level analysis. You have sales falling off a cliff for toys. You have high inventory levels. You have retailers like a Walmart and Target not placing a lot of replenishment orders right now. And it is unlikely that the toy industry really gets back to growth maybe until the holiday season of this year.
I didn't recognize some of those toys. Did you recognize the guys that look kind of like He-Man, but I don't know, maybe that was He-Man?
Oh, the early ones, no. I didn't recognize too many of them. I recognized the ones towards the end, but that was it. And the toys are noticeably smaller, too, even on screen.
Do you know this series? I'm not familiar.
Whatever. They don't make toys, I would argue, like they used to. I personally think the quality has gone down. I used to be a little bit of a toy geek.
Well, forget about the quality. I don't. Maybe this is some series that the kids are watching. That I recognize. Yeah. That's a dinosaur.
But who was the dude before? I don't know who he is.
I got a good example for you, real quick. So I bought my nephew a new, for Christmas, a pound puppy. Stuffed animal. I remember having them when I was a kid. I had 4 of them. I bought him 2. And you can tell, like, the eyes on the pound puppy, they didn't look right. They were cheaper quality. The stuffing felt a little different. It's just not the toy I remember from the 80s, and it was disappointing. And I don't know if he still has it. You know, they like playing with the boxes at that age. But still, I was disappointed. I wanted more from the pound puppy.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I was disappointed, actually. I'm getting sad now.
I feel like we've got a puppy eye situation coming on.